6 ways to play a 2-octave minor triad arpeggio in root position. In second position, second inversion, in one-hand position. So I'm Chris Adams. I'm going to go over how to do this. By the end of the lesson, you'll have 6 ways to play a 2-octave arpeggio with a minor triad in the second inversion. So these are the same notes in the same order. We're going to have 3 intervals that we're working with: a minor third, a major third, and a fifth. So we have 3 intervals, and the perfect fourths tuning is going to make this easier. So if you've seen the other videos, there's going to be a link to the PDF in the description, of course. So in this case, we're going to start off with the F minor triad. I've done some other ones in the C, but so we can be on a fret that's easy to get to. This guitar is tuned in perfect fourths in E. So this is an E note. So these are the notes we're going to be working with, and we're going to start in the second inversion. So we start in the 8th fret on the E string, and then 8th fret on the A string, and then the 6th fret. So this is our second inversion. We start on the 5th note of the chord of root third and 5th. So it's got kind of a nice tone, and we're going to go over all the details of this. So as you can maybe see from here, this goes through all the triad inversions. So if you study this here, we start with the second inversion, and then starting on the next string, we get the root position. So root 3-5 on the 8th, 6th, and 5th, and then the first inversion, and then we're back to the second inversion. And that's how these inversions are going across the neck this way. And because we're in perfect fourths, the shapes are going to repeat across the neck. It's very symmetrical, very nice. And there's going to be, in this diagram, I'll play through them, and you'll see that the note repeats. So we'll start here on the 8th fret, and it's the 5th note of the chord. Then I'm going to go to the 13th fret, and I'm going to play that same note on the A string. And I'm going to go up a minor third. I'm going to go to the minor third on the D string. Then I'm going to go to the 5th at the 10th fret, and then play the same note on the 5th fret. Then I'm going to go to the root on the 10th fret again. Play the same root up here on the 5th fret. Then I'm going to play the minor third. I'm going to play minor third on this string, and I'm going to play the 5th on this string. And then going back down, 5th, 3rd, root, 5th, 5th, 3rd, 3rd, on the 11th fret, root, 5th. Okay, so that's kind of a lot to think about and take in, but we're going to break it down as just a handful of shapes, 3 shapes that we're going to shift across the neck. There's 7 notes altogether. We have the triad 2 times. Whoops. And then the same triad, same exact shape, an octave up the neck this way, and we're adding in that last note for some completeness there. And we're going to be playing, each example is going to play the exact same notes in the exact same order, but you'll see as you shift through this, you're going to end up playing all the different patterns, almost all, maybe all, of the different ways to play triad in closed position without spreading the notes an octave apart. And we're going to be working across where we're going to play 2 notes on one of the strings, and so we're going to combine these 2 patterns, these 2 kind of parallel groups, or not exactly parallel, but into one pattern as we go. Anyway, without further ado, and hopefully a little bit less confusion, let's get started. So this is 2 notes on the high string. Now on this guitar it's an F, right? So we have E, A, D, B, F, C. Or sorry, C, F. All right, that's fourth tuning. Anyway, I get into more of that later, earlier. It's been a long day already, and here I am. So we start on the 8th fret and we start on the perfect 5th, then the root, then the 3rd on the 6th fret. So this is our minor triad in second inversion. Then we're going to go, we'll start back up to the root, 3rd, 5th on the 5th fret, root on the 5th fret, minor 3rd on the 3rd fret, and then we're up on the 7th fret. And come back down. And we'll notice that this is 2 repeating patterns, the second inversion. And we just have the exact same string and play it there, same pattern. And we're going to reach up to give us some conclusion there. So now we're going to play 2 notes on the 2nd string from the top, the C string in this tuning. So here we go again. So on the 8th fret, the 5th, the root, the 3rd, on the 6th fret, the 5th on the 5th fret, the root on the 5th fret of the C string, minor 3rd here, perfect 5th here. So this is a very compact way to play this. So we have, again, from the bottom string to the top, perfect 5th on the 8th fret, minor 3rd on the 6th fret, perfect 5th on the 5th fret, root on the 5th fret, flatted 3rd or minor 3rd on the 8th fret, perfect 5th on the 7th fret. Okay, going back down. We didn't have on a 6-string guitar, we don't really get a full 3 fret repeated pattern there. But here's one. So here's the next one. We're moving down to the 3rd string. So we have 5th, root, minor 3rd, perfect 5th on the 5th fret. We're going to jump all the way up to the 10th fret, 8th fret, 7th fret. Okay, so here we see the root position, minor triad. So if we start on the 5th, we go to the root, and we're going to go up an octave. Same fingering. Oops. That's better. Fix that a little bit. Now we're going to change to have 2 notes on the 4th string here. So again, on the 5th, the root, minor 3rd on the 6th fret, perfect 5th on the 10th fret, whoops, root on the 10th fret, minor 3rd on the 8th fret, perfect 5th on the 7th fret. And we're going to come back down, perfect 5th, 3rd, root, perfect 5th, 3rd, minor 3rd, root, perfect 5th, and this time we also get the same pattern, but instead of going down, like down 3 frets and over 2, we're going to go up 2 and over 1. So we have this and an octave higher, which is also the same as. So we have the same, so we can play in 3 places the exact same finger shape and 1 octave change. So that's good to know. And this in standard cage tuning, that wouldn't work at all. You'd have 3 completely different shapes. So win for perfect 4th tuning. Now we're going to go and play 2 notes together on the 5th string, which is the A string. So we're going to go on the 8th fret, perfect 5th, 8th fret on the root, minor 3rd, perfect 5th on the 10th fret, root on the 10th fret, minor 3rd on the 8th fret, perfect 5th on the 7th fret, and back down, perfect 5th, minor 3rd, root, 5th, minor 3rd, root, 5th. don't quite get the duplication there again. Now we're going to go to 2 notes on the 6th string. So this is going to be a big leap from the 5th to the root, but we can do it together. So here we go on the 8th fret, perfect 5th, 13th fret, root, 3rd on the 11th fret, 5th on the 10th fret, root on the 10th fret, minor 3rd on the 8th fret, perfect 5th on the 7th fret. And we're going to come back down again, 5th, 3rd, root, 5th, root, 3rd, I'm sorry, 5th, 3rd, root, and we're going to come down here to the 5th. So you'll notice here we have the root position. Play major for a second. All right, so there we go. So that's the whole set. And so as you can see, I did a little bit of it as you practice sliding. And this, again, like so many of the things that I talk about, is to learn the different ways, the different pathways through. And when you're transitioning from caged to a perfect fourths, I recommend doing this very slowly, about the tempo that I was doing, very rubato. I wouldn't recommend using a metronome. And then you can start really feeling like when you're okay, like I'm here, and I can go, and you say, you can work it out that, okay, this fragment is something that I hear somewhere else. And then you say, well, now you can get a feel for how you can connect the notes this way, and the kind of the Marvin calls it forbidden diagonal this way, and you can get a good handle on it. And thanks for watching. Get this far. Here's a couple of books I've written so far. Guitar in fourth gear, which is transitioning from the standard tuning, caged, into perfect fourths tuning, how to kind of change your mindset as somebody that might be play guitar for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and you're like me, you got stuck, and you say, you know what, I'm going to get unstuck and kind of relearn it. So that's what I did, and I'm hopefully sharing with others how you can do the same thing. The metallic cover is Triads, how to do like a complex, complete, maybe, study of triads. I guess it's never complete, but thorough grounding in triads. Thanks again for watching. There's a website below for PDFs and all the other stuff that I'm into. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.